So today's topic is about minimum spanning tree. We'll be seeing how a minimum spanning tree will be constructed for the given undirected graph. We'll be using two techniques. One is Kruskal technique and another one is a Prim's technique. Let us see the definition of a minimum spanning tree. So what is a minimum spanning tree for a given undirected graph is it is a tree which is formed from the graph edges that connects all the vertices at a lowest cost, okay, or lowest weight of the graph. So a minimum spanning tree can exist only if and only if the graph is connected. So what do you mean by a spanning tree? A spanning tree is nothing but sum of edges weights which is as small as possible, and they'll be able to connect without forming any cycle. So usually we'll be telling it in the terms of a minimum spanning forest. What is a forest is a collection of trees is called a forest. So what you'll do is you will form separate trees with the lowest cost, and we'll try to combine all the vertices so that it will form a single tree with all the vertices that are connected with at the lowest weight or lowest cost. The general properties of the spanning tree is if a graph is connected, then you will have more than one spanning tree. So there will be many possible minimum spanning tree for the same number of edges and vertices. The only thing is you will not be having any loops or cycle in the spanning tree. So removing one edge from a spanning tree makes the graph disconnected and the tree will be of minimally connected, or we can say it is weakly connected. So adding one more edge to the spanning tree can also create a cycle or a loop. Then your spanning tree will set to be a maximally acyclic. Okay, so maximally acyclic is it is becoming more acyclic graph. So in a spanning tree, if you have n minus 1 edges, there will be n number of nodes. Okay, so simple. If you have n minus 1 edges, then you will be having n vertices in the graph. If you have n vertices, then you will have n nodes in the spanning tree. For a complete graph, by removing maximum number of edges, we can construct a spanning tree. The complete maximum spanning tree will be constructed as n to the power of n minus 2 number of spanning trees can be connected. So we can conclude that if a spanning tree is nothing but a subset of connected graph and a disconnected graph, that okay, so a spanning tree is a connection of subsets of connected graph, and which is not a spanning tree is if the disconnected graph is considered to be a not a spanning tree. Okay, the disconnected graphs are not considered to be a spanning. So what are the applications of spanning tree is it is mainly used in networking. It is also used for routing purpose. So the IP address will be routed based on the network bit to which it is connected. So finding the shortest path to reach from source to destination system. Sometimes it is also used in advanced cluster analysis for some weighting purpose or finding a new cluster formation for with a minimum weight or maximum weight properties. Now in a weighted graph, how a minimum spanning tree will be defined? It will be defined as a tree that has minimum weight that all other spanning trees of the same graph. So a minimum spanning tree can be constructed using two algorithms. One is Kruskal algorithm and Prim's algorithm. First, let us see an example how a minimum spanning tree is used. Suppose a company wants to connect different cities at a minimum distance. You can see here I have given nearly 6 cities and they are being connected together based on some distance. So here 8 may represent some distance or cost required for connecting the two cities. You can see here it has different. Now we have to find which is the minimum possibility of connecting all the cities with a minimum cost, total minimum cost. So we'll see how it is done. First thing we'll do is we'll rename the cities into A, B, C, D. So I have renamed all the cities into A, B, C, D, E and F. So we'll try to find the minimum path. So what we'll do is, so first we will list out all the edges along with the cost of the path. or cost of the edge. So I have given, and I have sorted all the edges in the ascending order based on the cost of the edge. Now we'll choose the first edge. So when you are choosing each edge, there should be no cycle formation. So keep that in mind, that no edges to be formed without a cycle formation. So let me choose the first edge, which is minimum, is 2. So I have chosen ED first. Next, the minimum cost is 3, which is AB. So AB is connected. So you can see these two lines never form a circle. So next edge is CD. Okay, so both CD and AE has same weight. Okay, we can have either CD or AE, but alphabetical order, if you want to take, or it is our choice. It's a greedy technique, so you can choose your own technique. So I am choosing CD first. Okay, then I am choosing AE first. So now you can see all the cities are connected except F alone. So next set is BC. So when you are considering BC, you can see it will form a loop. So from B, C, D, E, A, B will form a loop over here. If this is getting connected, you can have a loop. So I will not use this edge for my minimum spanning tree. So instead of that, I will be using EF, which is of same cost, next minimum cost. So E5 will be, E and F will be connected with 5. Now you can see all the vertices are connected. So rest of the edges have been removed, which is not considered for my minimum spanning tree. The final minimum spanning tree is constructed for the given thing is with only this 5 edges. Okay, so when you are doing the example, we'll study how the algorithms are used to find the minimum spanning tree in their own way. So for Kruskal and for Prim's algorithm. So first we will see what is the steps in Kruskal algorithm. First, you have to check, you have to remove all the loops, okay, all the parallel edges and everything from the graph. So usually your graph is an undirected graph, you will not have any self loops. So if you have any self loop to the same vertex itself, you have to remove it. If you have parallel edges, replace it with a single edge. Next thing is arrange all the edges in ascending order based on the cost of the edge. Okay, then include each edge one by one such that there is no cycle formation. Once all the vertices are connected, you can stop your process, and this is the Kruskal's algorithm. So I repeat again, if you have any self loop or parallel edges, remove this self loop and make the parallel edge into a single edge. Second step, sort all the edges based on the cost. It should be in ascending order. And third step is start including each edge into your minimum spanning tree such that no cycle formation is done. So this is Kruskal's algorithm. So what is Prim's algorithm is, it is similar to the Dijkstra's algorithm. The only thing is you will first remove the loops and the parallel edges. Second thing, you will choose any node, any arbitrary node, and you will try to use only the edge which is having minimum cost. From that, you will try to find the adjacent vertex which are unvisited and try to find the minimum cost. So if two edges are having same cost, and if you are trying to include one edge, if it forms a cycle, you should remove it. If you are having an adjacent, if you are having an edge to an adjacent vertex which is already visited, you can remove that edge. Or else, if the weight is minimum than the previous edge, then you can replace the edge. So this is the Prim's algorithm. So let us see an example how Prim's and Kruskal's algorithm is used for doing the used to find the minimum spanning tree. So the difference between Kruskal's algorithm and Prim's algorithm is, here you will select the shortest edge with the sorted manner. Here you will choose any one vertex and you will process. So in Kruskal's, the next shortest edge should not create any cycle. So you have to repeat the step 2 until all the vertices are connected. So this is the Kruskal's algorithm. If you are using binary heap, then your complexity will be of E, the number of edges, log number of vertices. If you are not using the binary heap implementation, then it will be a dense graph. Then all the vertices and their adjacent edges, all the vertices and their edges to be considered. So each pair should be visited separately. So you will be having B square as your complexity. In Prim's algorithm, you will start with a single vertex. You will find the adjacent vertex whose cost is minimum, and you will travel to that vertex, and again you will try to find the adjacent vertex who's having minimum cost. When you are trying to visit the unvisited vertex, there should be no cycle formation. Until all the vertices are connected, you will try to travel towards the adjacent vertex. Here the complexity is using with binary heap will be similar to the Kruskal's algorithm, which will be O of E log B. So let us start with the example. We will use Prim's algorithm. So you'll be using a table format here. So this is the given graph. So which is given here is the given graph over here. So you know what is known. So if a vertex is visited, its value will be 1. The known value will be 1. If the known value is 0, then the vertex is unvisited. And dv, it's d is nothing but the distance or weight or the cost of the edge, and p is nothing but the previous vertex from which it has been referenced. So here in minimum spanning tree calculation, so there is no restriction, you can start from any vertex. So for our understanding, we will start from v1. So let me put v1 as star. Okay, I will put v1 as star and I will double circle it. So here from v1 I am going to start my process, hence its distance is going to be 0 and its previous vertex is also going to be 0. So first I will make v1 as a known vertex. So 1, 0, 0. Now what are the vertex that are adjacent to v1? You can see it is v2, v3 and v4. Now v2 is connected with the distance of 2. So with the previous vertex v1. And v3 is connected with the vertex of 4. The previous vertex is v1, and v4 is connected with the distance of 1 with the previous vertex v1. So we will make all other vertex, remaining vertex are going to be the same. So 0, 0, which are unvisited, and their distance are still yet to be calculated. So here I have made v1 as a known vertex, right? Now in this known vertex, you can see I have 3 edges that are connected, so which is going to be 4, 1, 2. So in this 3 edges, now the remaining edges which are unvisited, in this 3 edges which is having the minimum cost, you can see v4 is having the minimum cost. So the next vertex that is going to be marked is v4. So what I will do is, first v1 is marked. So the next vertex that I am going to choose is between v1 and v4. So now the next vertex I am going to mark is v4. So now I have made v4 as a known vertex. You can see here I have made it as a known vertex, and the rest of the table I have written here. Now we are going to see which are the adjacent vertex for v4, which is unvisited. v2, v3, v6, v7, v5, everything are unvisited. Now let us update the weight. We will start from v2. So what is v4? v2 is, it's 3. So I am telling about this vertex. So it is 3. Oh, just one second. I'll drop this line. Okay. So now this is 3 and the value over here is 2. So no change, which is because we are calculating minimum distance. So minimum spanning tree. So here you have to retain only the minimum cost of the edge. So 2 is retained. So 3 will not be updated. So we will not consider that. Next one is V3. Now V3 is connected with the distance of 2. But here the value is 4. So which is minimum? 2 is minimum. So we will update V3. So 0, 2, it is from V4. Right? So we are used V4. Next one is V4. Okay, next vertex we are going to see is V5. So still V5 is not, distance is not calculated. So we'll update that. So you will be updating it as 0. The distance is 7. So you will have 7 and it is from V4. Similarly, V6 and V7 we will take it up. So V6 it is connected with the weight 8. So you'll have 8 and value is V4. And 7 is connected with the distance of 4. So it is also previous vertex is V4. So now you can see V1 and V4 are connected. Now among these edges, right, in the table you see which is having minimum. You can see V2 and V3 are having minimum edges. So you are having V2 and V3 are minimum. So we can choose any one vertex. So I will be choosing V2 now. So I'm going to choose V2. So I'm going to make V2 as a known vertex. So V2 is mirrored as known vertex. Its distance is 2 and its previous vertex is 1. So rest of the vertex you will write it as in same form. So V4 1 1 V1. So I will write other things also. Then finally we will update. So you will be having 0 0 0 7 8 4 V4 V4 V4. Right now which is updated is, so we have updated this wedges. So this is the updated wedge. So now I have chosen, so now you have 1 over here and we have used 2 over here. Okay, now this edge is connected. Now which are the adjacent vertex for V2? V1 which is already visited, V4 which is already visited. So the unvisited vertex is V5. What is the distance over here? You can see the distance is 10. For V5, what is the distance in the table is? It is 7. So 7 is minimum, no change in the table. So you will just remove it and we will go for the next vertex. Now among the vertex whose distance is minimum, again V3 is with 2, V5 with 7, V6 is 8 and V7 is 4. So the next vertex we are going to choose is V3. So now we are going to make V3 as a known vertex because the next vertex is minimum is V3. So now V3 is made star. So what is the previous vertex is V4. So you can see in the minimum spanning tree V3 and V4 is connected with the distance 2. Now which are the vertex that are adjacent to V3? You can see V1, V4 and V6. In this V1 and V4 are already visited, only V6. Now what is the distance between V3 and V6? It is 5 over here and the distance over here is 8. So which is minimum? 5 is minimum. So you will update it. It is 5 V3. So the rest of the vertex is already visited. So you will not do the process. Now which are unvisited now? You can see V5, V6, V7 are still unvisited. So we are next vertex which has to be chosen, which is having minimum distance, that has to be chosen. You can see V7 is having minimum distance. So let me write other vertex as same 1 1 1. You will have 0 2 2 1. It is 0 V1 V4 V1 and the next vertex is going to be 7 V7. So its distance is 4 and its previous vertex is V4. So let me choose the vertex over here. It is from V4 to V7. It's the distance is 4. Right. Now the remaining vertex are going to be same. Now V7 we are going to update. So V7 and V6 are connected. So with the distance of 1, here the distance is 5. So we'll update it. So 1 is minimum. So it is 0, 1, V7. And similarly, V7 and V5 are connected with 6. Here the weight is 7. So I will update it as here also. So it will be 6, 0, V7. Now among these two, V6 is minimum. So that will be marked as the next vertex. So let me update the diagram. So it is going to be 1, 2, 4 and this is 2. So the next vertex is 1. So I'm going to make it as next vertex is V6 is going to be visited. So the next vertex is V6. So we'll mark V6 as a known vertex and I'm updating it. So from V6, if I see all the adjacent vertex are already visited, so no change in my diagram. The last vertex which is going to be done is V5. So you will have the table as 1 1 1 1 1 1 and 1. So this will be 0 2 2 1 6 1 4 and this will be 0 V1 V4 V1 dash V7 V4. So the final vertex that is connected over here with the distance of 6. So this is the minimum spanning tree that is obtained for the given undirected graph using Prim's algorithm. So next we will see about the Kruskal algorithm. So you are going to write the edges in the sorted manner. So you will write it in the sorted manner. So each pair has to be written in this format. If you have an edge from V1 to V2 of 3, you should write your vertex pair as V1 V2. Do not use V2, V1. So you should not use V2, V1. You have to use only V1, V2. So this is wrong and this is right. So whenever you are writing it, the pair should be also sorted, and the pairs should be also sorted in a ascending order based on the weight of the graph. So let us write the edges. So we will start with the minimum weight. So the minimum weight you can see is 1. So you have two pairs. So first pair is V1, V4. The second pair is V6, V7. So you will write in the ascending order. Take the first one, which is first comes V1, V4. So I have written V1, V4, V6, V7. Its weight is also 1. The next one is the weight, which is the minimum weight after 1 is, which is going to be 2. So weight is going to be 2. So I have two edges of weight 2. So let me write the edges now. Now what are the edges? You can see it is V1, V2, and our next one is V3, V4. So write it in the form V1, V2, V3, V4. Now next minimum edges after 2 is 3. So you have only one edge, that is going to be V2, V4. It is not V4, V2. It is V2, V4. The next edge is 4. You have two edges for 4. Cost 4 is V1, V3 and V4, V7. So which will come first? V1, V3 has to come first. So V1, V3, V4, V7. Now what is the next edge is we are having here is 5. So let me have 5 over here. Right, 5. So any other 5 is there? No. So you have V3, V6. Then so I have finished all the vertex in the ascending order. You can see the weight is, that is the cost is in ascending order, and I have written the pair of vertices which has that cost. Now we are going to have two actions. Action 1 is whether the edge is accepted or rejected. So when an edge will be rejected, so if an edge is rejected, if both the vertices are available in the same set. Otherwise you will have the vertices, you will have your edges will be accepted. So let us start from the first set. So the first edge is going to be V1, V2. So I will repeat again. When an edge will be rejected, if it is available in the same set. So we will start from the first edge. So V1, V4, that is initially my set is empty. So you will have V1 and V4 together. So the edge is accepted. So you will be having V1, V4 with the distance of 1 is accepted. Now what is the next edge? It is going to be V6, V7. You can see an edge will be combined with the set if any one of the vertices in the set. So edge will be rejected only if the two vertices are available in the same set. So here I have one set V1, V4 where V6 and V7 is not in this set. So if you can combine with the existing set if any one of the vertex is available in this set. Here both the vertexes are not available, so you will write separate set for one. So V1, V4 will be separate and V6, V7 will be separate. If you are having two different sets, then in your diagram you will be having two different graphs. You can see V1, V4 is separate and V6, V7 is separate. So this edge is also accepted. Now the next vertex is V1, V2. Okay. So in V1, V2, so let me remove the second diagram. So the next vertex is V1, V2. You can see in this set you have V1 over here, but V2 is not there. So you can accept this vertex. So you will have V1, V2, V4 as a set, and you will have V6 and V7 as a separate set. So the edge is accepted. So as I said, an edge can be rejected if both the vertices are on the same set. So V1 and V2 is accepted. The next vertex is V3, V4. So in the first set you can see V4 is available but V3 is not there, hence this vertex is also accepted. So V1, V2, V3, V4, then finally you will have a separate test V6 and V7. So this edge is also accepted. So I'll put the edge in the minimum spanning tree. It is also 2. The next vertex is V2, V4. You can see both V2 and V4 are there in my same set. Hence this set is rejected. You can see V2 and V4 is there in the same set. Hence you will not be including that vertex in my graph. So the next vertex is V1, V3. You can see again V1 and V3 are in the same set. So I will reject it. Next vertex is V4, V7. Now in the first set you can see I have V4. In the second set I have V7. So in the first set V7 is accepted. In the second set V4 is set. So you will just union it. So you will have V1, V2, V3, V4, V6, V7. So this edge is accepted. So this is connected with 4. Now you can see you are not having two spanning trees, you are having a single spanning tree. The next edge is V3, V6. You can see V3, V6 are in same set, so it is rejected. The next vertex is V5, V7. You have V7, you don't have V6, so you will include V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6 and V7. So all the set of vertices are there. So it is accepted. You can see in your diagram, it is all the vertices are getting connected. So the remaining edges, you can simply say they are all rejected. Since all the vertices are there in my set, I can stop my process. So this is how a minimum spanning tree is calculated using Kruskal's algorithm. So what will be the applications of the graph in computer science? Mostly the graph will be used for representing the flow of computation. So Google Map, Facebook, the social medias and World Wide Web, they are using for different purpose. In Google Map, they are using it for building transportation systems. So they are trying to find or prove an effective navigational system for their Google Maps using the graphs. In Facebook, they are mainly using it for suggestion box or suggestion system. So the Facebook friend suggestion algorithm is mainly using this applications of the graph. So the graph theory is mainly applicable to the suggestion algorithm in Facebook. In World Wide Web, it is mainly used for Google page ranking system. So here also the graph theory lies behind it. They are using a directed graph for ranking system. In operating system, we are mainly using it for resource allocation graph. So when you are using any scheduling algorithm, you will be taken care of this resource allocation graph for its purpose. So these are the applications of graph we are having it. So in next topic, we'll see with a new one. Thank you. See you in new topic in the next session.